This for you?
Oh, yes, please. I probably should drink more water.
What's in your cup?
Coffee. Oh. Always coffee.
Always coffee.
And they have such good coffee at Flora and Fauna.
I always go there because I can get a whole pot of tea and I can get it refilled with water instead of just like paying for 1 cup of tea.
Oh, I love that.
And it's high garden tea, so shout out Leah.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We had it at our house, Friendsgiving. So just a handful of friends, and then Jeremy's family came over too. We all ate, and then we went on a walk on the Greenway, and then came back for dessert.
That was actual Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm. Mm. And luckily it was night. It was really nice out. Like it was sunny.
It was a gorgeous
bright.
day.
It was a good day to get to be outside a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How many people walking?
I don't know, maybe like 12, between 12 and 15.
I just realized you guys would be good cult leaders.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aw, that's the nicest thing anyone said to me in a while. I think Jeremy gets bummed that he doesn't have more followers, more cult followers. Like if people can't, like we have game night every Wednesday, and he's always trying to get new blood in there, get some new energy, new young blood, for sacrifice. Yeah. And he gets bummed when people cancel or can't come. We're being very picky about wanting people to come to us because we can't leave our house because the kids are asleep. So we're always trying to find people who don't have the same hangups in their schedule that we do that can just show up at our house whenever is convenient for us.
Largely the youths.
The youths. Yeah. So if you guys know any
kidless youths.
Yeah, if you guys know any bored young people that want to join a cult.
Just insecure.
Game night cult.
Game night cult.
Trauma, daddy issues. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was trying to think of what, people join cults for. I saw this, there's a cult, and it's on Netflix, a Twin Flames thing, and I don't know if anybody else has seen this or has. It's like, well, if they can start a cult, like,
there's hope for all of us.
Well, I mean, you guys would have like a way better cult, like exponentially. Anyway,
it'd be fun.
It's like a subpar cult. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was low key, and that's all I can ask for.
Nice.
So, I didn't grow up celebrating Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it is one of the more fun, low pressure holidays. So, but we get 2 meals, and it's a lot of food before 2 p.m. because we start in the morning with my father-in-law, and then we move on to my mother-in-law's side. Mm-hmm. So
both at your house, or do you leave your house and go to different locations?
Leave our house.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not doing any cooking. That's a lot of pressure for me.
Yeah.
There was one year, the first year I joined their Thanksgiving group, and the host thought it would be hilarious to ask the Singaporean to bring deviled eggs like I didn't know what they were. I showed him, got all Martha Stewart on it, like piped the egg yolks and everything, dusted some paprika, and he was like, okay.
It was the last time because you showed him up and he never asked it.
But then I never had to do it again.
Right. It's like, oh, yeah, never mind. It's way better than what we make.
I was like, isn't it funny? She brought deviled eggs. She's Asian. I'm like, yes, I am.
How was yours, Sarah?
This was the least stressful Thanksgiving I can, on record, I can think of. I don't know if we were recording, but I feel like everything is 15 minutes behind schedule lately. But I mean, during the Thanksgiving holiday, I feel like because there was nothing scheduled, it got behind schedule.
Right.
But I did everything ahead of time, cooked everything ahead of time, and the day of was just completely low stress.
Nice.
Yeah.
You had a giant group too.
Yeah, we've got
Tatum's
a big
pictures.
ass family now.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting bigger.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's huge. Everybody but 2 people in that picture are, it's 30 of us. There are actual.
Oh, wow. Was it at Tatum's
family?
house? Whose house was it at?
Reed's,
my
brother.
That's great though.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the deviled egg initiation, we've spent every Thanksgiving with this family, and same thing. It just gets bigger and bigger, and more kids.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's whatever.
Can't complain. I mean, again, I'm not doing any cooking,
right?
So I just show up and eat.
Yeah. I cooked only a couple of things this year. and we played left, right, center, which I used to play with my family in Mississippi. I don't know if this is okay to say, but some people call it Catholic bingo. I think Catholics call
perfect,
it.
because she grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
So.
You did?
Yeah.
Not the best Catholic, but
Are you familiar with Catholic bingo?
I am not.
Okay.
That's how.
Is that offensive?
That's how Catholic I am. I don't know.
Well, my Catholic aunt is the one who calls it Catholic bingo. But anyway, it was really fun. So a game after. And I brought that, so I felt
You did your part.
proud.
That's the only thing lacking, I feel like, with our holidays is more kids. Like it's just my 2 kids, which is a bummer sometimes. There's
Yeah.
not like cousins running around. I very much grew up with so many cousins running around. So I always feel a little guilty at the holidays that my girls don't get that. But, you know, their loss, I guess.
Yeah.
They'll deal with that later.
They won't know.
Parker seems really aware that he doesn't have a sibling. Like he talks about it a lot.
Oh yeah. So
No
does
pressure.
Theo.
Theo, that's my nephew's name. That's cute. Is it Theodore? Mm-hmm. Cute.
Yep. I think when he started kindergarten, that was when he started asking, can I have a baby brother or baby sister? My friends are all getting these babies.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, don't know if I would, even if I could, but I can't, and I'm so sorry. So can we just buy you a new toy?
Yeah.
So how about this shirt?
Yeah.
You can wear it around you like a hug from a sibling. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Buy you a body pillow. Wrap yourself up.
Much less complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I suppose I shall introduce our guest today. Mrs. Tabitha Ong-Tune is a middle-aged mom to her son Theo in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh my God, I didn't know you were going to read this.
And when she's not helping hospitality businesses and creatives navigate social media through her company, A La Mode Media, which is a boutique agency that she founded in 2009, you will find her voraciously consuming food, coffee, as she is at this very moment, and pop culture. She loves too many TV shows and movies to list. Born and raised in Singapore, she came to America to school for media studies. She claims that she's more likely to remember who's dating who before remembering to pack certain things for her kid to take to school. I feel that. Welcome, Tabitha, to the Momcult
you.
Podcast.
Very honored to be here.
We were just talking about how we know each other and we don't really know through social media, but couldn't remember if it was the podcast or maybe you commented on an episode or if it was our personal Instagrams. I'm not sure, but we have a lot of mutual friends.
We do. I'm confident that I followed the podcast first because
I think so,
someone
too.
reposted something.
I feel like it was probably
Andrea Barron's.
probably Andrea stuff. Yeah.
So yeah.
And then it makes complete sense that your job is what it is because I feel like I was immediately drawn to how you run your social media. And I don't even know how to put words to it. It just looks, I want to follow it. That's all I know. I'm like, she's good at this.
Clean and
Yeah.
visually pleasing.
Like it's packaged together in a way that I'm like, what's Tabitha going to post about today? Whether
Thank
it's
you.
food or
A La Mode
politics
Media.
Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna start crying. This is so nice.
It's at Tabulous, right?
Yeah,
TABB.
that's my main
Right.
one.
Great name too.
Alamo Media is kind of quiet because, I tried the whole, okay, here are the social media tips, and then it changes like 5 seconds later.
Right.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, it's an exhausting like beast to be keeping up with.
Which, it's a fun beast.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how I met you two.
that's true.
You know,
I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Made a lot of friends from blogging, and that's how old I am. I blogged.
Yeah, when did you switch over from like when social media started becoming more of a thing? Were you like, oh, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon now, or did something happen to make you go? Do you still blog?
I want to, but doing this as a job kind of takes the joy out of doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of blogging ideas and content ideas. Heck, at one point I wanted to start a podcast.
You can just take this one.
I was really
It's
tired
fine.
of talking to myself about stuff. But, the blogging started in 2002 and then it progressed to Twitter. My husband works in software and computers and he said, hey, there's this thing. I think because he knew how much I like to talk to myself and just spout random things. He's like, it's called Twitter. You might want to jump on it. So I did, and this was back in the day when people were like, I'm on the toilet. Send, you know? Like, have y'all seen all the Travis Kelce tweets that are kind of
I've heard something, but I have no point of reference, so
like,
please.
They're very wholesome, but there was one that just says nap time followed by like 15 exclamation points. That's what Twitter was.
Right.
You know.
In 2002.
And in 2000, like, 3, 4-ish. And it's just regressed to what it is now. So. Yeah.
Threads?
Oh, yeah. Now I'm on Threads now. I've made that jump.
I don't understand if it's different anymore.
It's fine. It seems to be showing me a lot of stuff that I don't need to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like TikTok. The For You shows up first. And
right.
So I like it, but I miss what Twitter used to be. It's just a good source for news.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, not to bore you all.
That's not boring.
But I have the compulsion to get on every app. There's a new one called Laps that the youths are using these days. I just learned about this weekend. And it's an app that, it's like Instagram. Mm-hmm. It lets you take a picture. However, you have to wait for the picture to develop. And after a couple of hours, the picture is available to you to post.
Interesting.
And the purpose of that is?
I don't know.
I
don't know if they're...
Like to slow the youths down?
Yeah. Like, don't be so impulsive with your pictures.
Think about it before you...
Huh. Did you say labs?
Laps. Like
LAP?
LAPS. Which,
I was like, it's all pictures of people sitting in people's laps.
I'm going to post a lap.
Yeah, sorry. Only... That's dumb.
Only laps. Do you feel like it? I feel like anytime I complain about it, one of the perks is that I know it's at least keeping my brain youngish, or like having to learn this new thing or having to figure this out. Do you enjoy that part of it?
I do. I joke that I'm old. I am old compared to the bigger users of social media these days. But being my age, I don't know how old you two are. I am 45. And I feel like our generation, or my generation, kind of treads between the analog and internet generation. Mm-hmm. So I'm comfortable with learning new things. You know, it always starts out with, oh no, I'm not going to use TikTok. And then the next day I'm on TikTok for 3 hours.
Right.
I haven't moved. So I wrestle with it and then I embrace it. It's just this weird evolution for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But no, I like it. I mean, like you said, it just keeps my brain active. It's learning something new. And if I have a young child, if I want to be able to keep up with what he's going to be doing, I need to know. I need to at least know what's ahead. Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 6. 6.5. Like he likes to tell people whether you want to know or not. I'm 6.5. I have a loose tooth. So.
Did you picture yourself being a boy mom?
No. I mean, it was so hard to get to where I could be a mom that I didn't have any expectations. Yeah. But I am relieved that I'm a boy mom because I know what I was like when I was a teenager. Mm. Yeah. I don't want that.
No desire to relive it.
No. I was awful. So, hoping he handles the hormones better than I did. But no, it's fun. Fart jokes are okay.
Yeah. Yeah, poop. I can get in on some fart jokes.
Oh, so much poop.
Toilet.
Poop this.
Dude, she'd been in her crib like chatting, and then she's like, Mom, come get me. And I go in there and she's like, all messy. And she's just got poop all over her fingers from digging in her diaper. And then she just stares at me and she's like, no, touch the poo-poo. We don't touch the poo-poo. I'm like, yeah, that's correct. But you did it anyway.
Did you stay calm?
What are you doing? Yeah.
That's cool.
I had enough. I've never heard of that. I had enough. Like, she took a decent nap, so I'd had just time on the couch to like zone out and do nothing. So I was in a good space.
That's good
to deal with it.
Lucky for her.
Lucky for her. But man,
she just started climbing out and stuff, right? Did you baby proof? I was trying to think of not how to ask logistically exactly what you did.
No, I haven't done anything yet. We've just told her
don't
very threateningly.
You will die.
Do not get out of your crib.
Yeah. There have been a couple of times that I've said, like, if you do XYZ, you might die. And I'm like, books don't say not to say that, but I guess it's probably just a given that you shouldn't. You just should not be like, you will die. You won't be able to walk.
But
You're
it's
break your
so
neck.
true so much of the time. Like, you have to hold my hand in this parking lot or you might die.
Parking lots, yes.
Yeah.
You're 6. You
They
should
can't-
realize now that cars are very solid
And they
objects.
cannot see you. You got to
Yeah.
be with a tall person.
Yeah.
His doctor did basically say, tell him he'll die if he gets away from you in a parking lot. He's the crazy boys. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I said that to Theo over the weekend when we went to run errands. I'm like, the car's going to hit you. What's going to happen? You will die.
Oh. Ding.
So, yeah.
How old were you when you came here from Singapore?
20-ish. I started college, transferred in as a sophomore, went to college in Boston, and never left.
Did you always kind of know, like, growing up, did you always kind of have your sights set on leaving the country?
I did. A lot of different reasons, but I knew that, I don't know, that I would like it here. And I do. I still do. I feel like I'm comfortable here. Never quite fit in Singapore. Mm-hmm. Too much of a mouth, too many opinions, you know. And
you had too many opinions?
Yeah. And I was always very into American pop culture because that's what we were exposed to. American TV shows, pop music. So, you know, magazines and everything just made it seem like so sparkly and fun. Mm-hmm. And it was, and still is. I mean, I do like it here. Nashville's great. But I didn't think I was going to stay forever. Like, moving back to Singapore was always something I kept in the back of my head. But, I mean, you know, I do love my life here, the circle of friends that I have, and our chosen family. And also my in-laws are here. So this is second home.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm lucky I still get to go back. You know, the perks of having a freelance job is I can work from anywhere. So I'm trying to take Theo back as much as possible. He doesn't have any other cousins here. So when we go back, he spends time with them. He's like sandwiched between a few of them. And they play really well. So, you know, I'm lucky in that sense.
Do like once a year or a couple times a year?
Once a year, because it's expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Now that I have to pay for a flight ticket for him.
Ugh.
So...
Oh, yeah. I'm like, lap child. He could be a lap child. That's what I think every time.
He still can be a lap child, right?
You have siblings then?
I do. I have a younger sister. She's 5 years younger. She has 3 kids. One is my godson. And they live really close to my parents. So when I'm there, especially during COVID, it was nice because she was just down the road. And the kids could walk back and forth. It's
cool.
Super safe. So it was nice. So, yeah. I am going back next year, though. I'm going to give him his first Chinese New Year experience, and maybe his only one, seeing how the school year is always it's happening. But he's in first grade, so I think it's okay to drag him out of school.
Yeah. I know. I'm really bad at telling, like, I don't know why I'm such a stickler for attendance. I guess I was like that growing up. I hated missing school. I hated feeling like I might get in trouble for missing school or get behind on homework. I feel like with Penny, I'll be a little better, but when Ava was younger, really being like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know.
Hey, Joy, it doesn't matter. Just believing that, it's still hard for me to believe.
Oh, like you would have to say it to yourself.
She's in first grade. What's the consequence that's going to follow her around? What's your worst case scenario here? Let's go there and realize it's not that big of a deal and it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm a rule follower that I actually ask for permission from the school. Like,
oh, yeah.
What are they
I still
do?
would too, right.
Like, give me back my tuition.
Because how long would he miss?
Just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Barely. And they have a winter break in February.
Right.
For no reason.
No reason.
So.
I missed a lot of school, like a lot, always. And even when I was little, I think, we traveled and stuff. And that now, I do feel like pretty strict about him going to school, I guess, because when I was in high school, that, it's kind of a problem to not go. But I also think, like, that's my time. When he's in school, like that's the time that I have to do the things.
Right.
So it's so precious in that way. But I could probably chill out a little bit too. Like let him like experience something during the school year. Right. I'm like, nope, not Friday. Not a half day.
Yeah.
We're going to like do a school visit for kindergarten today. And I'm like, we have to pick him up. I'm like, okay, I need to pick him up like an hour early. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we just won't go there.
I don't know how we're going to fit that in.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even take him on the school visits.
Oh.
I was like, do I have to bring my child?
I don't think I did either.
So
yeah, just this one. This one he has to do it, but the rest of them, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a judging him directly.
Oh, okay. Yes. It's one of the, like the next step in the process.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, I remember asking him about what happened at one of the assessments, and he's like, they made me walk on like a little like balance beam.
What?
Like a drunk driving test?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
That's really weird.
Oh.
Like he can
his
walk,
agility and
clearly. Like,
balance.
he can walk. I don't know what this has to do with kindergarten, but okay.
Wow, I have some questions after we record about that.
Did you not? Were you like, never mind, we're not going here?
Well, you know.
Or is that where he ended up?
He wanted to go there. The science class had a fish pond in it, so he was like, I want to go to the school with fish pond.
Oh.
I was like, okay. It's a very expensive school.
Right.
So
Fish pond.
really expensive fish. Yeah. And the balance beam.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, whatever floats your boat, man.
Momcult, if you're thinking about what to cook for dinner this week and you just don't know what to do, look no further than Mr. Aaron's Goods. It's locally made in Nashville, Tennessee. You can get it delivered on Saturdays if you live in East Nashville. Tuesday through Friday, they're open 9 to 2 at TKO in East Nashville. And on Saturday, they're open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can use code MOMCULT for 20% off your order online. That's Mr. M.R. Aaron's Goods.com and give them a try. You'll love literally everything they have.
You mentioned that getting pregnant was difficult in the first place.
It was. We started trying 2008, 2009. Our friends started having kids. Even the ones who were like, oh, we're never having kids. They had kids.
Right.
And then I can't remember what you were talking about before that reminded me of this, but it was one of those situations where some of our friends had kids and we looked at them and said, well, they can do it.
Oh, starting a cult?
Yes, yeah.
Similar.
Yeah. It's like, they seem to be doing fine. Surely it's not that hard.
Did you want kids before that, or was it kind of always maybe?
Thought I didn't. Honestly, if this hadn't worked out, we'd be fine. I like my husband. He seems to like me. Mm-hmm. So, we enjoy each other's company. And some days we're like, man, we could travel so much.
Right.
We could go to Fiji. I don't know. No, I swear when he proposed, we had a conversation right before over dinner where he was like, so yeah, we're good on the no kids thing, right? I swear to God he said that. He doesn't remember. And then fast forward to 2009 or whenever, he's like, yeah, I think we should at least try for like one child. So, all right, fine. Got off birth control, got pregnant, got all excited, and learned very quickly you shouldn't tell people too early on into your pregnancy because you really get the grandparents very excited. And then after that, it's like I had cold feet. Like we would try, but I never went and, saw a fertility like specialist or whatever. I just kind of tried and tried and tried. Finally, after a few years, I was ready to go and see a fertility person and found out there was all these conditions to get pregnant, which no one ever tells you. Everyone's just like, get married, have kids. Oh, have kids. It's so great. It's so easy. It's not. Because even if you can get pregnant, you may not stay pregnant.
Right.
So, so had a bunch of procedures done. And I remember right before I was supposed to go in for like testing for IVF, getting ready for that, I went and got a pregnancy test because I just wanted to see what was going on. And it was positive. And I was like, oh, it's weird. Got another pregnancy test, positive. So I didn't have to do IVF. I'm very fortunate. Not sure what happened. Like, I don't know if it's because I just finally gave in and just let loose. But, you know, now we have Theo. So very happy about that. But yeah, it was almost like 9 years later.
Which is the start of trying?
Yeah. I mean, I say trying, but there were some days where I was like, I don't know if I can handle being pregnant. I mean, I saw an acupuncturist. I took vitamins. I did, you know, everything that you're supposed to do. Be healthy, exercise, whatever. And then at one point I thought, you know, I'm just going to give up. Right. I'm not going to exercise. I'm going to do everything wrong.
Right. Just because I still can.
Yeah. Because I'm like, that cokehead can get pregnant. Surely I can, you know? Apparently not. So yeah, my body had other plans for me.
Yeah.
So, but I think this is the right time. Whether I'm saying that for sour grapes or just to comfort myself, I'm not sure I can handle handling Theo at this age or any age if I were any younger or less wise. Like I wouldn't have, and I feel like I have the resources now, like with Instagram and the Dr. Beckys and people out there, and then people like you, and we're all openly sharing and talking about our journeys.
Right. You wouldn't want to be a mom in a different generation.
Like, you know, I think about when my mom was a mom and they barely had books, you know, or ultrasounds that actually showed you more beyond like a heartbeat. So
yeah, and you said she had both you and your sister before
25.
Before 25.
Yeah. Which is
side note, Tabitha and I saw each other at the coffee shop right before this.
Oh.
Yeah. So I do have some...
You did a pre-interview.
Some information, yeah.
Nice.
But don't tell anybody.
No. We should do that every time. That's probably good. I mean, I didn't.
Probably.
I mean, I'm a lot less nervous now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, I was nervous.
I'm nervous usually.
Really?
Yeah. Well, a lot less now. I don't know. It gets to be less, but yeah, a little. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Thanks.
Aw.
We didn't talk about much, but you know, just that information.
Just that one thing about her mom being 25. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday. You're just going to get another pot of tea. See ya.
See ya. Yeah. No, I mean, she's 25. She was 20 when she had me. And it just blows my mind. Because at 25, I was an idiot. Like, there's no way I could handle having 2 children, you know. And by that point, she was starting her own business. And so, yeah, my mom's awesome.
Cool.
I don't know if she's going to listen to this. She might. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. I might tell her about it. I might not. I don't know.
Okay, so you got the positive pregnancy test. Were you, for me, 9 years, that's such a long time to be on that unknown roller coaster. For me, that was the hardest part, was just can I just know when we're moving into the next phase, like the back and forth, and then enough time to go, do I even want this? And then enough time to go, no, maybe I do want this. No, maybe I don't want that. Like, so much time for your feelings to constantly be shifting around. But was your pregnancy pretty smooth from the positive test to, I know you said you had a traumatic birth.
Physically, it was smooth. So the traumatic birth was because the procedure I had done before I got pregnant was just removing polyps and some ovarian cysts, because that's what the fertility center said was, you know, blocking stuff. And they said, let's clear that out before we start IVF, because it's not going to work no matter how many eggs we implant. So that took, but because of that, my uterus was slightly compromised. So I had to have a C-section, which was fine. That's okay. But then because I was a geriatric pregnancy, I was about 36, 37. A great term. They also did that genetic testing early on at 10 weeks, where you can find out the gender, but you also check for, like, you know, whatever trisomy, this, that, the other extra chromosomes. And I got the call from my gynecologist, and she said, "Are you sitting down?" Which is always how you want a phone call to start. I said, "Okay, yeah, I am now." And she said, "So the test came back and the baby has tested positive for one of the trisomies." And she's like, "Please do not Google this. Just don't. If you have any questions, call us, but don't Google it."
Did you Google
Of course I Googled it. Googled the hell out of it to see, like, what are the rates of, false positives and all that. But that meant I had to go see the maternal fetal medicine people at St. Thomas. And the only perk was I got an ultrasound every time I went in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was encouraging because they were a lot less cold than the fertility center people. And they were so patient with all my questions. They started looking at his brain development, his heart development, just development overall. And every time I went in there, they said, okay, everything looks good. Like, we can't say for sure that he's not going to be born with this chromosome issue, but so far on paper, it all looks great. So that was slightly comforting, but that meant I held off on telling most people, even my parents, that I was pregnant for a good 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up because there was a chance that I might have to terminate, because whatever trisomy he had, I can't remember which one it is, but he would be born already in pain. And, lifespan would be 2 weeks at most. So, but I don't know, if something was telling me to hold on, but because the scans always came back normal, I thought, okay, I'll just keep going with it. And we finally did the amniotic test where they stick a needle in there. And this was already indicative of his personality. He kept swatting at the needle, which hurt so bad. They were like, we're sorry we're poking you, but we have to get the fluid out. And that was the only place they could get in. He was breached the whole time like this. So it's not a visual medium, I realize. I'm covering my face, but he was breached. And every ultrasound we had, his hands were always in front of his face. So yeah. And then you could see on the little scan where he was just like, stop it. Swat. Yeah. And that came back normal. So by Christmas, it was the best Christmas gift ever. Pregnancy was fine. I got to actually just coast through and enjoy the rest of it, barring when complete strangers or people I barely knew would touch my belly. It was nice. People are so nice to you when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I miss that.
So it was a false positive?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
so stressed. That's terrible. I'm sorry that you dealt with that.
Thank you. There's some ethical questions that are being raised now about the genetic tests where, and this is something I managed to Google. So that's one thing I'm very proud of, is that I'm good at Googling stuff and finding information and digging. And there was a paper submitted questioning whether it was even necessary, because so much weight is put on these results. And now doctors are wondering if pregnancies were terminated when they didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Or if women just didn't want to get pregnant again because they think they're at risk for this. So, I think there's perks to it. Like, you find out your gender really early on, and that's fun.
Right.
But, I feel bad for people who get these results back and then go through what I did, because it was stressful. And it was stressful enough already because it was so hard to get there.
Right.
That I was just worried the whole time. Then I was also coupled with worried about just not being able to hold on to the fetus. So I bought one of those Doppler things on Amazon.
That you took home. Yeah.
And I would just like try to find his heartbeat every day. So
I got to do that with because I was pregnant during COVID, so they sent me home with one of those so I could check.
Nice.
That's nice. I forgot that.
That's nice.
Yeah, I found some cheapo one on Amazon that you it's so hard to find them now. I don't know why, but I mean, if it works out for you, great. That's a fun tool to have, because sometimes you just want to be like, are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
okay,
you've been really still today. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah. So
did they have any reasoning for why that happens? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just sometimes it happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all information is sometimes not great. Or I get overwhelmed with all information. Like, just tell me, what do I absolutely need to know right now? What's in my power and my control right now? And I don't want to know much else. And
to my gynecologist's credit, she did tell me not to Google anything. So,
well, you're so good at it.
Yeah, I know.
I can't help it.
Sounds like a challenge. So yeah, I can laugh about it now.
So is this separate from like, was your C-section traumatic in a whole other way?
Yes.
Okay.
And my therapist thinks that I should still write a blog post about this just to share the experience. I didn't know what was happening. They handed me my baby. It was great. And then I had those weird like leg shakes when the, epidural wears off. And I just remember kind of going in and out of consciousness that first day or so. And at one point hearing my doctor go, hey, we need this other doctor. She has small hands. And I think I was hemorrhaging and they were trying to put a balloon in there to stop it, which from what my friends have told me is fairly routine. It's not great, but routine. Right. And then later on that day, I guess, I don't know, it's all a blur. I just remember there being a lot of talking, and I had also gotten a bunch of transfusions, and my doctor leans over and she said, listen, we have to take you into the OR and fix your uterus. It's not shrinking back in place. You're losing more blood that we can put in you. And she said, if I have to choose between you and your uterus, I'm going to choose you. But I need you to sign this. I'm like, okay. Couldn't remember anything. I was like, okay, I'll sign something. And I see like my husband's face and he's just really worried and he's squeezing my hand. And he's like, you're going to be okay. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be okay. I honestly didn't know the severity of the situation. And then I saw my mom was back at the hospital and my mother-in-law was there. Then they wheeled me off. And then I remember starting to cry. And I don't even know why. I guess hormones or whatever, but I was just like crying and nervous. I get in there. The anesthesiologist starts like, putting the needles in. And she's like, okay, it's going to be warm and you're going to feel this and feel that. And there was a curtain. It's kind of like the C-section all over again. It's just a little curtain. And I see my gynecologist standing there. She's assessing the situation. And I see her eyes get really big. And she climbs up on the table and she said, okay, I have to cut your staples open. And I don't think the anesthesia's like kicked in yet. Oh. It's going to hurt. And then I just remember blinding pain. And then I think I blacked out. Then I woke up and I was fine. And I thought, okay, maybe this is what happens when you hemorrhage. I don't know. But I was in the ICU. Also, the hospital was full.
It's always full.
Yeah, I don't know where you all delivered at St. Thomas. They play like a little song over like the system whenever a new baby is born. I just remember hearing it over and over and over during my stay. But I was in the little ICU prep room for a couple of days because they kept me on fluids and they kept checking on me. And then they finally moved me to the maternity ward, like on the last day. But I had no idea how serious this was until like at least a year later. I was talking to my sister about it. And she said, yeah, mommy called us and she was crying. And I had no idea. And I talked to my husband. He's like, yeah, we thought we were going to lose you. So I'm kind of glad they didn't tell me at that point. But because of that, my uterus is now compact. Like it's kind of like getting your stomach stapled where you only have so much room. And that's where I can't give you a new brother or sister thing comes from. I cannot physically accommodate another baby. Right. So, I don't know if I was going to have another child, but having that choice would have been nice. Yeah. But hey, this is my fate. And you know what? I don't think I can handle another one anyway. So, but yeah, that's my birth story.
Holy moly.
It's finally on record.
On record.
I've never heard that. That story, the staple part.
Yeah, I was always like...
emotionally too. It's
the
crazy.
traumatizing part for me was always when they come in and push on your stomach, push on your uterus to start to get it to shrink back up. That sounds more traumatic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember any of that. All I remember is they called for a doctor that I used to teach yoga to. Because she has small hands, and I guess they need a small hands.
Yeah, you love when you
get in there.
Who's got the smallest hands?
But
what was? Do you remember the song that they would play?
No, it's like I don't know, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something. It's just some like
something
twinkly,
really annoying.
Yes, something that's just like another one, another baby. It wasn't even a full moon. The nurses were like, we don't know why there's so many women coming in to deliver babies right now. So
What month was it?
May 1st. And I was like, okay. I mean, yeah. So they couldn't move me out of there, even if they wanted to. I do remember when they could, and they're like, we need to get you out of here, but we need to make sure you can walk first. Oh, that was so painful. Like, just take 2 steps. I'm like, I can't take 2 steps. It really hurts. And yeah, but the nurse was determined.
Was your recovery a lot longer?
I mean, it looks like I have a regular C-section scar. So kudos to my doctor. She's great. My recovery was nice. So my mom was here, and she brought with her this like confinement lady. So this is the nice part about when you have your baby in Asia. You may have read about this. They have hotels now in China.
Like postpartum hotels, right? Yes.
So, did you ever watch Fresh Off the Boat?
I think
A little bit.
A little bit.
So there's one episode where the Constance Wu, her character, is trying to get her neighbor to do this. In Chinese, it's called 坐月子, which means you're sitting for a whole month. And
does not sound great.
So for like 30 days, the old-fashioned way is you don't bathe.
Oh.
You don't wash your hair because cold water is bad for you.
Oh.
So you're supposed to just stay warm. You sit. They bring you the baby. You have a confinement nurse or a confinement nanny who does everything. She also makes you your meals, makes sure you're eating everything that's nutritious. And then, she makes herbal soups and teas. I drank so much soup and so much tea. But she's also a night nurse. That was the best part, was when, but she would also at 2 a.m. come into my room and be like, here's the baby.
Right.
Feed it. And then she'll take him, go back, and I can sleep. So that was nice.
What'd she do while you were feeding it? Just stare?
She would go back out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just sit in the corner watching you.
Yeah, no.
And your mom brought her. How long did she stay?
For about 3 weeks.
That's amazing.
Yeah. She took care of both my nephew and niece. So my mom trusted her. Mm-hmm. And she was great. She taught me a lot of stuff. And she taught me how to bathe the baby and all that. Change his diaper, what to look out for, how much milk. She also said things like, that's all you pumped?
So direct.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Asian women, they will just tell you. So,
I love that.
Yeah. But it was nice. I mean, it really does take a village, and I have more admiration for moms who don't have that support and they just do it. Like women who are like, yeah, I gave birth 3 days ago and now I'm going to go get groceries at Kroger. My mom didn't let me leave the house. She was like, no, you're not supposed to leave the house. You can go outside for a walk, but you can't leave the house.
Did she have that when she had she had you and your sister?
I think so. And I told her, I was like, I will drink anything. I will eat anything. Let me wash my hair, please. I need to wash my hair. I need to feel clean. Otherwise, it's just gross. Also, we have hot water now.
Right. The water is warm.
Yeah.
What did they feed? Did you say they fed you special stuff?
Yeah. They brought a bunch of herbs from Singapore, like Chinese herbs that I can't get here. But, I think there's some things that you can get here. Like red dates are really good for you. They put that in soups a lot. Steamed fish, chicken. She would also hand grate corn, like just fresh corn, put it in a mug, add a little bit of milk, heat it up. She'd squeeze it. So it's just like corn juice and milk. That's supposed to be good for milk production.
Okay.
So
we could do a whole episode just on the 3 weeks you had.
Yeah. What was her name? Confinement nurse?
Nurse.
Confinement nurse, confinement nanny.
Confinement nanny.
I feel like they could make it like a less scary sounding
we
name.
could work on that in geriatric pregnancy and we'll be good.
Yeah. Because you are confined.
Right.
Towards the end, though, my dad came and joined my mom because he wanted to see the baby. And they were talking about going out to dinner. And he said, oh, why can't she come? And my mom goes, no, she's not supposed to leave the house. The confinement lady looks at her. She goes, she could leave the house. The baby can't leave the house. I was like,
this whole time?
You waited till like 2 days before you're leaving to tell my mother this? Although the look on my mother's face was like, don't
tell her everything.
Yeah. So, but that's okay. I was grateful for the rest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was nice.
What a gift.
It was really nice. My sister, my sister's a lot better about it than I am. First of all, she's in Singapore and she's in a tropical country, and she didn't wash her hair. Her first baby, she just didn't wash her hair for a whole month. I was like, good God, that's gross.
But you can't bathe like your body?
I think you can have a sponge bath.
Right.
And sometimes you can get, like, if you have a bathtub, they can draw like an herbal tea bath or whatever.
Okay.
You sit in there. It's good for you.
That'll work.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that too. And she also had a lady, it's called a jamu, and it's like a Malaysian thing where you're basically in a corset. Like, they wrap this like cloth around you and you're bound in there, and then they wrap saran wrap around it with like a bunch of herbs, and they rub it on you, and it just sucks all the water that you've retained out of you, and then get your girlish figure back.
Yeah, can I do that like
I know.
tonight?
But it's apparently really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do it.
No, because I didn't have access to it. I also don't know what herbs they use.
Right.
But
Sorry,
it's
I thought you were saying that she did it in
No,
your
my
house.
sister did it, like all 3 pregnancies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that.
I know.
She look. How's her?
Yeah. Did it
how's her
work?
figure?
Oh, my sister's in great shape. She also works out a lot more than I do. So, it's fine.
Hey, Momcult. The holidays are indeed upon us, and I wanted to take a minute and let you guys know that Camel Express Car Wash is holding a fundraiser for Boys and Girls Club called the Gift of Joy Program, and all of the Camel Express Car Washes will be accepting donations up until December 31st. The Gifts of Joy program fills a child's 3 wishes, and reaching our goal of 5,000 equals Christmas gifts for more than 40 kids. In the meantime, per usual, Momcult members can get a Best Wash free. Just text Momcult to 30400 and visit camelexpress.com to find your camel today.
How was mixing work back into momming?
It wasn't bad for me. My clients all were thrilled. I had a really good relationship with my client then, and they were, talk about people who were like so supportive of you being pregnant. They were so excited for me because they knew how much trouble I was going through. And they still to this day love my son like their own. Mm. Like, I warned her, I was like, if anything happens to us, you might be the first person our attorney calls. So I'm going to give him your number. But, I know like they would probably drop everything if I said my son needs something. So that was fun. And, I would take him with me. Restaurants are great white noise. So he was okay.
Most of your clients end up being restaurants?
Yeah, they were. At that time, it was all restaurants. So I would just take him with me, or, I'd leave him at home if it was a nighttime thing. But he was fine. My husband was worried that he might want to work in restaurants later on. He's like, I hope he doesn't want to be a chef. No, don't worry. I am going to make him wash dishes, though. I think that's a good habit and a good practice for people. I think you should work in the service industry at least for 6 months once in your life, so you know how to be a better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I had done that.
Yeah. Even retail.
Yeah, I did retail always.
Yeah. Because you get shitty people then, too. Can I swear on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Maximum.
More.
Oh,
More.
okay, cool.
What else? What other words you guys know?
I know a few in other languages.
We'd like to know that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you speak English to the confinement nurse? Was she fluent in English?
Yeah. She wasn't fluent, but between my broken Chinese and her broken English, we communicated pretty okay.
Nice.
So that wasn't hard. Her English is fine. No one in my family speaks Mandarin either, so they could communicate. Really, she's just there to feed me and keep my child alive, or teach me how to keep my child alive. So she was really nice. But I think she's retired. She was already so old. But she was like family at that point.
Yeah.
So called her auntie. So
You had met her before?
yeah.
That's why we're talking about her so much.
No. I don't think she's ever going to hear this.
Can we get her info? Have her on.
At one point, texted and was like, maybe you should start a confinement business here. I'm like, I'm not going to live in someone else's house, take care of their child. I can barely handle my own.
No, you could run it and then have other people do that.
Yeah,
part.
I could.
Yeah.
But who though?
I don't know.
It's not that expensive. That's the thing. I mean, if I started one here, it probably would be expensive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah. I mean, everything is.
Because everything is.
Labor laws. Apparently we have that for some people. There is a hotel in New York, though.
Oh, really?
I just saw that they've opened one in New York. Nice. It's crazy expensive.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I wonder if that would be more or less expensive than having a night nurse just come.
Just hiring somebody.
More.
Yeah. But it's nice because you're like not, like everything's just there for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're not
you
at
just,
home.
I mean, and you're alone.
I was going to say your spouse just doesn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just you.
They can visit maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
There's hours, visiting hours.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The mom needs to rest.
I have thought about in a different life pursuing other things. One of those would be like I would love to do like postnatal massage, like massage specifically for postpartum moms. And then when I'm getting pictures for the Momcult dinner, and sometimes it's really hard for me to find a picture of the mom with her kids alone that isn't a selfie. And I've thought how nice it would be to offer like a very cheap or even free service to be like, hey, just pick a day in your schedule. I'm going to come over and just get some candid just shots of you and your kids
I
playing
would pay
around,
for
like
that.
just so the mom can have some pictures like that are good quality that she's not having to take herself or think about, like someone's just there fly on the wall in the day-to-day, and just to have those, like I would like to provide that for moms.
They're not it's just like kind of documentary style, but let's
there'd be
charge
some
for
post,
it.
I'm
But
sure.
then you can do some things pro bono.
Right, I know.
It's like a progression.
I know I need to value myself more. I
No,
get it.
you
I
should.
get it.
I would pay.
How much?
Like even if you just meet me at a park
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
and get
something
pictures of
that's
me not playing with my child.
right. That's effortless. Like Artie and the moms, whatever you're doing that day. Like, hey, next time you take the kids to the playground.
No, are you?
Shoot
She does
me
this
a-
now.
shoot
You
me a
can
text.
find her at
Yeah, can we plug?
I'm starting a
Momcult
new
photo.
business this moment.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
No, I think that's a great idea.
You can DM us at Momcult Podcast if you want to book Joy for your.
DM. You set your price.
Yeah, I think we should normalize that though, you know? Like,
Yes.
people are getting pictures of themselves taken in an outfit. I mean, why can't we have a person following us around at the park or on a picnic date or a play date? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
I think one of the more brilliant things I've seen lately is that people who are going to Europe, they hire a photographer for a day, just follow them around. But not like they're not posing. There's just like even pictures of them taking pictures of each other.
That's
like,
what I
just
do on
chronicling.
any trip I take. I'm just doing that. I'm just not in those.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is fine.
Yeah.
I do like being the one to capture the shots. Like that gives me a sense of, I don't know, something. But I would like to be in some of them too. And I just don't. I can give the camera to somebody else, but I don't. You know, if that person is more flippant about the pictures they're taking, I'm like, I'm not going to get to be in the kind of pictures that I want to be in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll take them, but I don't know. I don't do a good job.
I need a
anymore.
me to take a picture of me.
Right. I need a me to take a picture of me.
Like you all asked
Why
me for a
is it so
picture.
hard?
Like if I hadn't done that family shoot with my family in Singapore, I wouldn't have
any.
had that picture.
Right.
I would have sent you a selfie of me and my son in the car,
Right.
like when we're waiting to get dropping off or something.
Yep. And I want like every year when Christmas photo times comes around, we've never done it. I don't even necessarily want to like send out Christmas cards, but I would like the photos, but I have never been able to afford to do it. Like it does not make the list. And obviously that's just specifically Christmas time. I would like to provide a service that can be anytime, but where you're getting those same kind of photos, but just not for, like, I'm not going to bring a big light setup and we're in a studio and everyone's wearing these outfits. It's like, no. This is just like, I have my camera. I'm already out and about. I just stop by wherever you are playing with your kids and get some shots for you.
Yeah. And then we Venmo you and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like an hour and it's $250. You get 10 selects. And she'll edit those.
Oh, maybe more.
Maybe more. I like editing.
We'll start with 10.
We'll start
You don't have to edit them. Give me all of them. You don't have to edit them.
You guys draw
Just
up
give me
a
the raw
package.
files, and just I'll go from there. Thank you.
All right, you'll be my first client. Let me know when you and Theo are playing.
Can I pay you in needle felted?
I did want to ask you about that. That's one of your. When did you start that? Is that just a hobby? I mean, I know you're selling them, but when did you get into? What's it called?
Felting?
Needle felting.
Needle
My
felting.
sister-in-law loves that, and I've done it a couple of times. It's really good for getting out rage, I
cathartic.
feel.
Yeah, stab,
Ooh,
stab,
this feels
stab.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you stab yourself, those needles are sharp.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, it's very satisfying to go from like a loose fuzzball to a shape.
You would love that.
I know.
We can go. Okay, well, that's another thing. There's just been a lot of logistic stuff on this. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure if you are, but
Is anyone taking this down?
got plans.
wait, what are you? I missed. What are you making? All kinds of stuff.
Like ornaments?
I was making ornaments. This all started because I needed to order a sticker from a local shop, and I felt bad just making them ship something that was $3. So I just looked around a little bit more, and they had like a needle felting kit for, I don't know, wiener dog or something.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's kind of fun. And so I ordered it, and I did it, and I was like, what?
And that changed my life.
Satisfying. And then I looked into it. I was like, oh, people actually do this. I can order from Amazon, like different tools or whatever. And then next thing you know, I was like, I'm going to make my own gnomes for Christmas because Target, $7 for this little thing. It's not worth it. So I started making my own gnomes. And then I was like, what if I added a butt to these gnomes?
I do remember there being a butt conversation on one of your posts.
So gnomes with butts.
Gnomes with butts. Like,
Got it.
you know, business in front, party in the back.
Okay, chaps.
You got to turn it. No, bear. Just all
bare
hanging out.
butts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put pants on them if you really want me to, but the butts are still there.
Got it.
So then this year I was like, this might be fun. Because people started ordering them, you know. I had to make 10 gnomes for someone last year. She was going to give it out to clients, and she wanted butts on them. I'm like, that's good. People have a sense of humor about this.
Yes.
This year, though, the butts aren't selling very well. So that's fine.
Get to the bottom of that. You should Google that.
I know. I should get to the bottom of that. Then I started just experimenting with other shapes and creatures. And then I had orders for like custom orders. I made a king cobra for someone. I'm never doing that again. That was fun, but it was hard.
Did it stand up like a?
Yeah.
Wow. Where are you where are you selling these?
Just through Instagram right now because Etsy really screws you on fees. I want to see if I should do it on my Squarespace site versus Shopify. And Etsy's just good for just getting it out there. If you Google something, Etsy's going to pull up if it's a craft. So, you know. And oddly enough, not a lot of things with butts, like felt butts on Etsy right now.
You cornered that market.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I really found my niche there. Niche? How do you say that? I don't know. I swear English is my first language.
I think I say
Niche.
niche.
Yeah,
or at least niche is just more fun to say.
Yes.
So,
Niche. Yes.
Yeah.
More French.
yeah.
What's
that sounds
that?
more niche.
You had a well, this is a big leap.
What? Zippy Gleep?
I'm cold. We have to turn off the heat because it like makes noise, and Joy gets mad about that.
I do, yeah.
And sorry, it's cold. I'm freezing. That's why my
right
teeth are
now.
chattering. I said that is a big leap. That's what I said, but it sounded like zippy gleep, I guess. You said something about Friends. I think you maybe responded to an email about pop culture, and I didn't see it yet. So what did that say?
It's one of the many shows that I'm obsessed with. Used to be a lot more obsessed with it. And it's why I wanted to pursue media studies. And I ended up going to school. I went to Emerson College in Boston.
Cool.
Really tiny liberal arts college. And I wore that freak friend flag proud. Everyone I met knew I was obsessed with the show, even my professors. And then one morning, senior year, I got a call, and it was a professor I had the previous semester. And she was like, hey, what are you doing this morning? I said, well, I have class. She goes, can you skip it?
You were like,
I thought,
must be
odd,
important.
but okay. And she goes, you're going to want to come to my lecture. Just get here, just whenever. I was like, okay, fine. I trust you. And I get there, and she's like, I have a guest speaker today. And it's Kevin Bright, who created Friends. I'm
Wow.
like, oh my God. So, of course, sat in the front row, you know, and I was all excited. I got super like Star Trek nerd on him when he was taking questions. He was just talking about the show and stuff, and it was great. And I was just so excited. I was fangirling. And then it got to Q&A, and oh my God, I raised my hand. I said, so in season 2, this happened. But then later on in the season, and I was like, the one where they all turn 30, Rachel talks about getting a tattoo because she's going through this weird crisis, but she already got a heart tattoo in season 2. And he was like, oh, yeah.
So what's with the continuity there?
Yeah. I was like, what? Like, did you guys forget? So so after class, my professor introduced me, said she's the biggest fan of the show. And
he agreed.
And he was like, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I'm like, I'm sorry. Not really, but yes, I'm sorry. I called you out in front of everybody here. And he said, so we have a job opening working our library where they keep track of all this crap. And he's like, are you interested? I was like, yes, but I have like a semester and a half left of school, and my parents would kill me if I dropped out. Because he was like, it's our last season. This was like the first round where they were like, it's our last season. We're not going to renew, whatever. And I said, yeah, I'm probably going to miss the boat on that. So then I graduated, and they were like, hey, guess what? We're back for 4 more seasons or something. But I came so close. I still have the little like DVD case that he signed.
Did you ever reach out?
That's what I was
after you
gonna say.
graduated?
No, I didn't.
Dang.
Because I also learned that as an international student, I couldn't work. I couldn't do like contract work or like union work. Something my school never told me. So I couldn't. I ended up working. I found a job here and stayed, and they, sponsored me and all that. Did the work visa, and never made it out to LA.
So it had to be like a like full-time, a different kind of employment.
Full-time job.
Like,
it had to be like stable, and they had to guarantee that, it's a H-1B visa where it's like, I can't remember what it's called. It's been so long, but like not extraordinary talent, but it's just basically like you couldn't find anyone in the local pool to fill this role. This person fits it. Therefore, we're going to sponsor them. And
yeah, it sounds like extraordinary talent.
Yeah.
I think it's called that. It's probably called that.
Yeah. I think it is for like the cool industry, like chefs and entertainers. Marketing probably was it was something else. So, and here I am.
And here you are.
Here I am.
What do you feel guilty about?
Like
maternal
mom.
lies.
Yeah, as a mom, not my Catholic or Asian guilt.
No, separate.
Yeah, that's a different podcast, right?
I'd like to hear about Asian guilt though, but go on.
A lot of things. Like, I want to be alone all the time. Recently, so we signed him up for Cub Scouts, and the deal was my husband would take him on those like overnight camping trips, because I don't camp. I'm not outdoorsy. I'm outsidey. not outdoorsy at all. And they have one planned it was a couple weekends ago. It was like he'd get out there Saturday morning, really early, stay overnight, come back Sunday afternoon. Well, apparently it was too cold or something for the kids to be camping overnight. So they made it just a day camp thing on Saturday. And when I got that message,
You're
I
like, what's
started
the
crying.
point? Yeah.
So
You had so much like friends watching planned.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I had so much doing nothing planned.
Yeah, I love that.
I was going to starfish on my bed and just like order, Postmates something or other and just do nothing.
Yeah.
And that just all
Devastating.
And my husband was sweet. He was like, can I get you a hotel room?
Aw.
And I was like, that's nice. Except, no, not right now. It's not the same as having the house all to yourself. And I was trying to explain this to him. The difference is when he and my son are gone and they're on their own, I don't have to think about them for at least 12 hours. I don't have to worry about what he's going to eat or when he's going to need his next snack. I just worry about myself. And that's what I just wanted, that brain space to do that. There was an article that was going around recently about how moms would rather opt for a hospital stay than a vacation on their own. Because when you're in the hospital with, like, I don't know, appendicitis or whatever, you can't be disturbed. you're not doing anything. You're like, you're not obligated to do anything except lie there.
Right. The goal is no one's going to bother you.
No one's going to bother you.
Everyone
Also,
knows that they're not supposed to bother you.
Yeah. Also less guilt.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not there of your own volition. And some of the women, I mean, they had a good point. I never thought about this, but like, you know, you go out of town, even if it's for a couple of days, you come back and there's a lot of this like emotional catching up you have to do with your kid and just.
Yeah.
There's definitely a guilt of once you're home.
Yeah. And the prep to leave.
The guilt
and
doesn't
the
hit
prep to
till you're
leave.
home. Yeah.
Like he's going to wear, like on this day, he's got to do this for school. Don't forget to do this.
Oh my gosh. If I'm going even for like a day or something, if I've got something to do, I will try to do every single thing I can have in place.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Like,
Yeah. And whether he asks for it or not, like I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yes.
I haven't tried this yet. Just like being like,
Right.
peace out. You're on your own. It's just me. And whatever guilt that is.
I do it to definitely
that's
to
like,
relieve some
you
guilt.
Have, you
I
have dinner
made
in the
it as
fridge.
easy
Just
as
warm it
possible.
up.
Yeah.
Do this. You know, he's like, I'm fine. I got this. I should really just trust him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my biggest source of guilt right now. Like even the whole like, I want you to go to school. Oh, your cough isn't that bad. Do you have a fever? No, you're going to school because I need like this many hours to just get my stuff done. You know, without having to worry about you. Someone else is watching you for now. So
Yeah.
Any pieces of wisdom you might pass on to another mom or anything you wish that you'd known?
so many things. Just don't listen to the noise. And that everything, be kind to yourself, and just every decision you make is the best decision at the time. That's what someone said to me, and I try to remember it, because even when my decisions go well, I still question it.
Right.
You know, it's just, and you know what, if it's going well, just go with it. Just be kind to yourself.
Yeah, that's good advice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that same thing. I question it even if it goes well.
Yeah. Like something's not right here. Why is it going so well?
Or I like record it and then I'm like, well, what did I do wrong the next time that just going differently?
Right.
So we could cut this last part off if we need to, but do you watch Bravo at all?
No, like I said, I would get
no.
so sucked in to it. So
Well, I'm caught up on British Bake Off, but I don't know if you are.
I'm not caught up, but I've been watching it. You watch it?
oh yeah.
Love it.
It's currently my comfort show. I've been felting as I watch it.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
So,
That's a good mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were watching it the other night and I was like literally falling asleep and Eric goes, do you want me to turn this off? And I was like, no, I'm happy.
that's
It's
so
making me
soothing.
happy.
Yeah. The very, very old episodes are on Roku. If you have that. So if you want to get back into the Mary Berry days.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I like Prue Leith. I like her and her jewelry choices.
Me too.
I love Prue.
I love Noel Fielding. Is that his name?
I do too. I saw something on TikTok that said Noel Fielding controversy.
No.
And then I let myself tap on it and I was like, you know what? This is all stupid. This is all people.
It's all noise.
It is all noise. Ignore the noise. You know what? Like,
I met him once
You did? Where?
in London.
Oh, naturally.
London.
Who else would want me to know?
But I didn't. This is like forever ago, and I loved old Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was with Eric and our friend, and he like went to talk to him, and then
Where
I was
were
like,
you?
at some place. Some like
Like at a party or a restaurant?
it was like you're gonna. It was like a Soho House sort of there, but it was like something like that, some club thing. And but we didn't belong. Our friend did. And what's the point?
No.
He came back over. I was like obsessed with old Greg, and I didn't recognize him. And they kept saying Noel Fielding, and I was like, who? Who's that? And I wouldn't do this now, but I like fixated on that. They thought like that they would be like, oh, she doesn't know. So I just kept talking about it. I still get shame like about how long I just kept bringing it up.
To him? To Noel?
No.
The people
I think I just like got to wave. I was just within like 3 feet of him.
Gotcha.
So he was friendly-ish.
Yes, he was very. Yes, he was wearing like a really fluffy shawl thing, and he had a crop top.
Oh.
And like leather pants, and his whole stomach was showing. And it was cool. He looked very cool.
Oh, he always does.
Yeah. I like his sweaters now.
I like him too.
Love him. I like the new lady too.
Yeah, I like her too.
What's her name?
She's great.
Don't remember.
Oh, shoot.
Not Teresa.
Does it start with an A?
Terry?
I don't know.
No idea. But they said that she's a grime artist, and I thought, is that offensive? But I don't think it is.
I don't know what that means.
I think it's like British rap.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew she was a performer of some sort.
It
But
does a lot of things, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
it Amanda?
Alicia? Out. Sorry, Noel Fielding's co-host.
So sorry, but we love you.
We love you.
Doing a great job. I do feel like she matches. I think everyone's matched. Any hosts they've had have matched energy well, but she seems like she's got more energy. And it matches his
Better.
Like I feel like
They seem like they're really friends.
Yeah, I feel like she is definitely holding her own between the two of them.
Yeah, I think so. I do
better.
miss Sandy though. I love Sandy. She's like
love
the
Sandy.
lesbian mom that I never knew I wanted.
Yeah.
She has a son named Theo.
Oh. Yeah, am I making this up? Did you name Theo after something specific or no?
Not really. We wanted a T name because we're dorks. But I didn't want like Taylor, Tyler, whatever, it was, Game of Thrones era. So I was like, Tyrion? Tywin? How about Tywin? He's like, yeah, he got killed on the toilet. I'm like, so what? It's a good, strong name. But we didn't want to be those people. So then I was like, oh, what about Theodore? And he's like, you could go by Teddy. And at that point, I was friends with someone who had just gotten divorced from a Teddy.
Oof.
And she said that he was, it was his fault or whatever. I think it's not at this point.
More news has surfaced.
Yes, we have more information now. But so I was like, no, he's not going to go by Teddy. He's going to go by Theo, which I think suits him.
I love Theo.
It's a really cute name.
And it's cute because all his friends call him like Theo with an F because TH is hard.
Parker says Theo, or because his cousin 5 months younger than him is Theo. Or Theo.
I would like to meet him someday.
You will. You're going to take pictures of him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Mommy, who's that woman with the camera?
Just ignore her, sweet. Just
You'll meet
ignore
her in a minute.
sweetie.
That's part of it, is that you hide behind
I have like a
ghillie
houseplant,
suit?
a houseplant outfit.
say ghillie suit.
Well, thank you so much, Tabitha, for being here.
Thank you for
This
having
was
me.
lovely. I'm so glad I got to meet you in real life.
Yeah, me too.
Finally.
Hope your listeners aren't like, who the hell is she?
No, you can find her at Tabulous, TABB, like fabulous with tab. What?
Tab.
Sorry. And check out her business, Alamode Media.
Yeah, hire her.
Yeah. And you can hire Joy now for your family photos. They're candid.
Park paparazzi. Parkerazzi.
Park.
Yeah, we can workshop it.
And listen to us and do the things.
Yeah, do your things. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Bye.